Let's go live to the One Nation Leader Pauline Hanson. 4 Senate spots. This is a repeat of 2016, but unlike 2016, Pauline Hanson, this was a half Senate election, so this is a first for you. You must be very pleased with this outcome.
Very excited about it, Kieran. You have no idea after, 28 years since I formed the party in 1997, and I was out of it for 18 years of Parliament and 13 of running the party. So to have achieved this, and plus other state members of Parliament, I'm elated. But the big thank you must go to the people out there who voted for One Nation, put their trust and confidence into us to give us that opportunity to hold the government to account on your behalf. So to the voters, thank you.
Now, you're level with the National Party in the Senate as a 4 apiece. This is really interesting, and as a political observer, I'm looking at this and thinking, so the Liberal Party and the Coalition lost votes, not just on the left or the centre, but on the right as well, and your party has gained on that. What do you put it down to?
Kieran, we actually were, I think, the only party that increased our vote in this last election right across the country, and it's about the best result that we've had since probably 1998 in votes. The thing is, Kieran, we put out good common sense policies in February. We actually advocated to look after pensioners to be able to work, income splitting. Also, we supported the fuel excise tax and getting rid of the alcohol tax. That was a big winner for a lot of the pubs and hospitality venues that need to do that. It was about supporting the Australian people. There's many issues there, and Kieran, we are dead set getting rid of net zero and getting out of the Paris Agreement and the UN agreements and WHO agreements. These are what people basically don't want. So we've stood our ground with that, and we're the only political party doing it. That's climate change is a scam, and it's not going to help the Australian people, but it's putting them into more hurt and pain. We will stand firm on our policies, we will advocate what we stand for, and we will hold the government to account and state our case to the Australian public.
And do you believe, given how fierce you are on these issues and, you know, in your passion, in your view on it, that it's chipping away at the coalition, which has not landed in that same spot? Is that how you read this?
Yes, it is, because we're very true to the fact of what we're putting to the Australian people. The Coalition have said on the fence, they thought, no, they're going to put out policies that is to the left of the Conservative, and the moderates in the party are pushing them to that way. The thing is, they're not going to pick up those Greens or Labor voters at all with their policies, those staunch Labor voters or the Greens. There's no way you're going to contend with them. So what you have to do is have those policies. You know, for people to say we're extreme right, that is ridiculous to say that. We're more of a centrist party than extreme right if you look at our policies. So it's about, you know, standing up for the Australian values, what we need, looking after the farming sector, industries and manufacturing, cut back on immigration, which is destroying home ownership in Australia. These are things that we're very adamant about, providing the services to the aged, to the nursing homes, to also about hospitals and the healthcare that we need. The trouble with the Coalition was they never pushed back. They couldn't state their case. They couldn't debate the issues with the Labor Party and their lies they kept peddling and putting out there. So you need that leadership, people to state their case, but you must earn the trust from the people. People don't have a lot of time for politicians, Kieran, I can tell you. They've got no time for them whatsoever. And the fact is you have to earn that trust from people. Don't lie to the people. Be upfront and honest with them. And that's what I've always tried to do.
Yes, and in Victoria, it was super close. I was just talking to Tom Connell about that you fell just short in Victoria of a Senate spot. So you just shy of that 5 to get to party status. Will you consider putting in an approach to Ralph Babette, who seems he's homeless at the moment? He's there by himself in the Senate. Is he someone that you might say, come and join One Nation, then you get the five spots?
Look, I've never approached Ralph Babette to actually do that. I think he's very glued on to the United Australia Party and his agreement that he has with Clive Palmer. It would be lovely to have that fifth one to get the party status in the Senate by all means. But you know, it's a shame that we just missed out on. Victoria was our toughest state to actually get any support in Victoria and to come that close to winning that seat. I'm buoyed by that confidence that people are giving One Nation now and hopefully move forward with it. But I don't, you know, I don't like pinching other senators, but if the parliament's not prepared to do anything about it and bind these people that get elected under political party to stay with that party, if not, they have to leave parliament. Well, I have no obligations to anyone because apparently the other members of other political parties don't want to put it in concrete that if you're elected that, and this is what the people deserve. If you're elected to that political party, you must do your full term with them, otherwise resign from Parliament. So I have no obligations to anyone until the Parliament starts to realise this. Yeah.
I know a lot of people would agree with you on that point. But I want to ask you though, I understand your view and it's strongly held. You've made it to me many times before. But when we look at the overall vote, 94 seats to the Albanese government, and that includes net zero by 2050 and continuing their response on an energy transition and all of that. We don't need to go through all of that, but that's their policy. You know what it is. So when you say that's what the Australian people want, I mean, they're the voters that vote for One Nation, but when you look at 94 seats in the House of Reps for Labor, that's a thumping win, isn't it? You'd concede that.
Correct, it was a thumping win, but on 35% of the vote, Kieran, that means 65% of the public didn't vote for the Labor Party at all their policies. A lot of people are disinterested in politics, they don't want to vote, they don't want to be there. It's really a lot of it is a protest vote from a lot of public, and that's a shame because I want to shake people and say, wake up to yourselves, look at the state of the country and look at the policies and the candidates and what they are offering you, what they want to do for the country. So it is a real shame. I don't think it is, you know, in a position now that the coalition can't win it back at the next election with good policies, stating their case and pushing against the Labor Party and exposing them for what they are. And I think that can be done, but it takes strong leadership to actually do that. And that's what I said, it's about accountability, and that's what we will keep doing on the floor of Parliament, as Malcolm and I have done for the past 3 years, to actually show them up for what they are doing. And the big problem we're going to have, in the last Parliament, the Labor Party pushed through 220 pieces of legislation. They guillotined it, stopped it from debate, so therefore the public don't know what is going on. That should not be happening.
Yeah. I know you've got to go. Just quickly, Warick Stacy, a retired hostage negotiator, could come in handy, those negotiation skills in the Parliament.
That man has a lot to offer, actually. He was in the British military for 8 years because he was married to an English woman. So anyway, he was over there. He's done the military here in Australia for 10 years in the military here. When he came back to Australia, he was commando for the SAS commando. So he does consultation work for the military on a private basis as well. So he's got a lot of background in military, and he'll be a great benefit to the party, but also to the floor of Parliament to, you know, put forward what needs to be done. Our defence is in one hell of a mess, Kieran, and we need to move forward considering the way the world is going at the moment. So I'm so pleased and grateful that he's actually been elected to the Parliament to join Malcolm and I as Tyrone Whitten, who's got the seat in Western Australia, and he's a property developer, a very successful businessman. So these people have a lot to offer the Parliament with their knowledge and experience, and that's what I'm so grateful for. Again, to the people, thank you very much for your vote, and I hope that we prove you right in voting for us.